The Hydrocarbon Pollution Remediation Project, Hyprep, recently opened bidding for the award of contracts to provide potable water in oil-impacted Ogoni communities. Speaking at the sidelines of the bidding process in Port Harcourt, Hyprep's coordinator, Dr. Marvin Dekil, observed that the commencement of the water project was in fulfillment of one of the key emergency measures recommended by the United Nations Environment Programme UNEP in its report submitted to the federal government in August 2011.
After carrying out detailed investigations into soil and groundwater pollution occasioned by several decades of crude oil extraction in Ogoni land, UNEP discovered that in no fewer than 10 communities, drinking water was contaminated with high levels of hydrocarbons, which it considered a serious threat to public health in affected communities. Consequently, the UN agency in its August 2011 report to the federal government identified potable drinking water as one of the key emergency measures to be taken to offer the Ogoni people a new lease of life. To the dismay of some interest groups, the Ogoni Cleanup Project implementing agency, Hyprep, could not provide potable drinking water for the communities at the actual commencement of the project in January 2019. The project coordinator, Dr. Marvin Dekil, however, maintained that the perceived delay was not deliberate as it followed a systematic process leading to the recent opening of a pre-qualification bid for the award of contracts to provide potable drinking water for Ogoni communities.
What we're doing here follows due process, scientific process, laid down processes, the best international way to do these things. So you're not also expecting us that we will just drill boreholes like you know it and put water and stuff. No, we're not doing that. We're taking our time to study the aquifers, look at the content of the water, look at the geology of the area. All of those studies are to be followed. Then we look at the best way to treat the water that is coming there. What are the contaminants there? How are the best ways? So all of these things are incorporated. We're also looking at the reticulation. So when you produce the water, how do you get it across to the people? What is the best way? What sort of material are you going to use? What width of material? What are those things that need to be considered? What are the flow pressure? There's a whole lot that is involved.
The bid for 6 slots in 4 local government areas is expected to allow for the emergence of the most competent contractors to handle the water project. In line with the vision of its supervising Ministry of Environment, Hyprep has concluded arrangements to deliver a water project that meets the World Health Organization standards. According to Dr. Dekil, the water so provided will be extended beyond oil-impacted communities.
There are particular communities where UNEP identified that they need water. All of those communities, those local communities in Ogale, Neleme, in Kedere, Bidere, and in Peya, these are particular communities in Korokoro. These are particular communities identified where a lot of work is going on right now, both for remediation. These are also priority communities for us to have water. It is the first phase of the water project. So there are subsequent phases coming to capture even more communities as we progress.
Before crude oil extraction was halted in Ogoni land in 1993, an estimated 2 million barrels of crude oil was reportedly spilled on several locations between 1976 and 1991. This led to an untold human and environmental tragedy that equally dislocated several households from their means of livelihood. In addressing the environmental injustice visited on Ogoni communities, therefore, Hyprep has decided to complement ongoing environmental remediation efforts with Sustainable Livelihood Program.
We've got the remediation stream going, we've got the livelihood stream going, we've done a lot of training. Today we're starting with the water. So today is quite an important day in the achievements of Hyprep.
The Ogoni Water Project, as clearly stated in the recommendations of UNEP, is one of the emergency measures to be taken to make an impact in the transformational stage of oil conflict in Ogoni land. According to Hyprep, the all-important project will commence in the next few weeks. When completed, it is expected to address a major area of concern in the environmental degradation of Ogoni land in almost 5 decades. Inside the Niger Delta,